Wow. The reflection of the light. So I have to put right here. Okay. Um, okay, I think that sounds better. Yeah, okay. Okay, the question. This question was pulled out myself. I pulled out these questions from my Facebook account from my friends, extended friends that I just know, and she was asking me, how do I cope up? I think the chemotherapy. Okay, I'm very happy that you questions me that because some people with the cancer, uh, some people with a cancer victim, I hope they can get these lessons from me, and I'm very happy to share these um, ideas and methods on how to survive from chemotherapy. Okay, first of all, I was in the early age when I was diagnosed with a very aggressive lumpectomy cancer. It's in my cancer is in was in my lymph nodes. It's in my underpit, but this is also a breast cancer. It came from breast that spread to my armpit, going to my lymph nodes. Lymph nodes, it's really hard for me to explain that in English, but I think in Tagalog or in Visaya, it's just like, for example, the chicken. You can see the chicken meat with a little thing, a very tiny, tiny, tiny thing, the node. That's what they call the lymph nodes. Okay. Um, I was very young when I had my cancer, and I had a son 5 years old already. Um, when I found out my that I had a cancer, I my cancer was already 2 years old, and it was on the stage 3.5. It's three and a half. It's real big. It's just like big, big. Okay. Well, first of all, before you go to chemotherapy, you are going to biopsy. In a biopsy, they will take that lymph node, two lymph nodes that they took away from me, and they send it to the pathologist. And then 2 days after, the pathologist sent it back to my surgical doctors. And then my surgical doctor called me from work that he needs to see me as soon as possible. So I was in a hurry to go to his clinic because I can feel something. So when I went there, my husband was with me, and I asked my husband to stay outside the office and wait for me. Let me go inside the office. So when I was there, directly my surgical doctor told me that the the pa- the cells that came from the pathologist come out positive, but I have a breast cancer. We call it lumpectomy. So it didn't hit me right away. Okay, I was not believing to the doctor that I had cancer. Okay, so after that, he told me that if I am doing great, I can survive with 7 years. Once I survive, when I pass 7 years, the maximum I can reach to live is 15 years. But I beat that. Okay, I will share with you guys the technique on how to survive, to become a cancer survivor. First of all, after the lymph nodes taken from me, there was another surgery a week after that, scheduled right away, and they took another seven lymph nodes. So it means they're catching the lymph nodes. It is very hard because it's very like tiny, like a little, like a thread. That's how big it is, and very skinny. So they took seven lymph nodes. That afternoon, within 24 hours, the result came back, and that seventh lymph nodes was positive. It was affected after the first surgery. Okay, because it was positive, they scheduled a week after they scheduled another surgery, and they took 27 lymph nodes just to make it sure that all the lymph nodes is gone. may be affected or cancer or not, they have to remove it. So after that, I have to wait for another week for for my first chemotherapy. It's 6 session of chemotherapy. The first chemotherapy is goes to your blood. The first 3 months, and the fourth, 5, 6 months is for your bone. So before you do the chemo, they will measure your age. I measure your height, your weight, and find out your age so that they can measure how much toxic that they can put in your bloodstream. So when you are uh, young, the more active and the strongest toxic they will put it on you because your body is strong and it still can fight for the pain, fight for the toxic medication. So the first chemo was it was not good. I was like jumping. But anyway, let's go back. After I get out from the office, while my husband was driving, I told my husband that the doctor told me that I have cancer, and I asked my husband, we have to go back and make sure if that is true. So that time hit me right in the middle of the road. My husband don't believe about what I said. I said okay, and that was Monday, and that was Friday. So we have to wait for 2 days to go back to the office. And when I get home, that hit me really really bad. And that night, I just don't know. The first question first question that I asked to myself was, "Am I dying? What else?" That was the very first question. So when we went back to the doctor, they said, "We're gonna go to chemo. We're gonna do this process, blah blah blah." So anyway, the first chemo, it was really bad. My husband dropped me to the chemo clinic that all cancer is gonna sit down over there, and then mine is from 6:30 in the morning up to 3:30 in the afternoon with the fluids, IV with the toxic. I saw the half gallon of color red, black, and yellow. That is 8 hours chemo. 8 hours chemo. After 21 days, I have to go back. But the first chemo, the worst one. Uh, in the first week after my first chemo, my hair started to very soft and started when you touch it, it start falling. And I took a shower every day. And that time, I don't want to go to take a shower. I just do the half bath. When I touch my hair, I just pull it like this, and a lot of hair come off with my that goes to my hand. So last time I said I have to accept the reality, and I asked my father and my husband to cut my hair because I don't want to cut my hair. My hair is all the way to my lower back. It's very long and thick and very healthy. No one will cut my hair. But my father was very strong. He did it. He did it short. And then that time I went to the bathroom and take a shower. When the shower dropped to my head, all hairs fall down. I got out. I looked myself to the mirror. I look like a bulldog. I have no hair. Okay. After a week, I started like my eyebrows gone, my eyelashes gone, all the hairs in every part of my body is gone. Nothing left. And that's how strong the chemo was. If you are young, you know. But if you're older, they do it giving chemo every week by little bit of dosage, because your body cannot handle, cannot fight it. But if you're young, you have the strength to fight for it. So I'm done. That the fourth chemo is for the bone. It's for the bone. When I was doing chemo, you guys don't believe this. They said spinach is good because my DNA, my red blood cells was eaten by my white blood cells. So I'm down to leukemia. So every day for 6 months, I have shots to support my blood. 3 shots every day. My body is just like a banana. I wanted to give up, but the more when I see my son, I cannot give up. I have to live. I never speak. I was so quiet because I have no energy. I cannot eat. I cannot drink water. The only thing I can eat is the very young leaves of the sweet potatoes in my little garden. Little garden. It's incredible. It's a miracle. That little garden can support me for the entire 6 months. Unbelievable. What I did, I just lying, concentrate. I don't pay attention to my husband. I share sometimes to my son. It's just like I focus to myself that I need to survive. One thing to survive is to talk to God, surrender everything to God. Second, your power of mind is the best way, very strong. Your power of mind has to fight for that you will survive. You will beat it. You're gonna win. You're gonna win. You need to think positive. No matter how much you feel, you have to think positive. I believe in the power of mind. The power of mind is the spirit that lives with me. So after 6 months of struggling with a pick line, I'm still driving, bald headed, pick up my son, the pick line. I inject myself, I clean the pick line. The doctor teach me on how to inject myself, so I have a bunch of boxes of materials that I can use it. Even I have my surgery, I have to wipe the drain of the blood inside. I did everything. So I learned. So whatever the doctor do, I see it and I learn that experience, but I cannot perform it to other people, but I can perform it to myself. So that is part of like studying in an actual way, is studying to, using yourself. You cannot give up. Like a woman having a baby. When you have a baby, you cannot say I'm holding my baby, because you don't want to release it. You need to release it so that the baby will survive and you survive too. It's the same as that. You don't have choice. And plus, they're gonna the nurse come over to the house, the nurse come over to the house, and I was in coma for life support for 4 days. They thought I cannot even respond it, but the husband doesn't want. He did not agree to remove it because he knows that uh, I'm a strong fighter. So anyway, I survived from 6 chemos. After 6 chemos, I have to wait 45 days to get a radiation. Radiation is 45, 45 days and 1 hour every day. You are going to stay in a dark room by yourself with only with the computer, and there's a light straight to the cancer, to the part of your body affected by the cancer. And at the end of my 45 days, my ribs was totally burned. But the doctor said the burn ribs will heal by itself. So I was not worried. But because of 7 surgeries on my left hand, this left hand cannot feel anything. It's totally numb. Okay, so everything has to be on my right side. Everything, blood pressure, injection, blood test, everything is used by the right hand or my leg, not on the right side. Okay, after 45 days, finished 45 days, my cancer spread to my ovary. In 2 days, I was bleeding a lot, blood clotting that undescribable. It's just like a faucet that kept coming, coming, coming. And I'm very, very serious. They took me to the doctor without any schedule. They gave me a surgery. I had a complete hysterectomy. So that was done. And the doctor said, which one do you want to go? You want to have a baby again? And then my husband chose my life because we already have a son. So a year after, cancer went to my gallbladder and another surgery, my gallbladder. So they have to remove my gallbladder. And then months after the hernia, my umbilicus, it come out some buccal in my umbilicus, buccal in my butt, buccal in everywhere. It's something like that hernia. So they have to take it. Right now, I don't have umbilicus. It's closed because of the too many surgeries. They use that for surgeries. You know, um, I've been through so far right now. I've been through 15 surgeries already, and I had surgery the 2017 Medtronic, like 5 hours. August 8, 5 hours and 45 minutes surgery. September 19 is 2 hours, almost 3 hours surgery again. And then this year, 2019, I have another surgery, my knee surgery. Everything is my bone. The reason why I have a bone and a muscle pain because of the side effects of the strong, strong, toxic chemotherapy. But it's okay because I'm here. So 2010, my cancer recurrent on my right breast, and they biopsy it, and then the surgery again, and they took the cancer. And then a week after, it come back again, like this big, it come back again, and they took it again. So another surgery. I just cannot count how many surgeries I have. All I remember is just 16 surgeries. But anyway, the technique of this, the only way to survive cancer, even how hard it is, you need to follow what the doctor said. Cooperate with your doctor. It's hard to eat and drink. You have to force it little by little. Okay? Prayer, communicate to God, and the power of mind. Prayer, the power of mind, cooperation with the doctor. Those are the most important things on how to survive cancer. Those are my ideas and my experience why I am still here. I beat it. The determination of the doctor was not working. In God's power and miracle, I am still here. So, yes, I am struggling with bone and muscle pain. I'm taking a lot of opiate for how many years, but I'm still alive. Sometimes you say you don't have a life because you're always home, you cannot go to work, there's always a disability, you know, compared to another person, it's kind of hurt. But I do appreciate that even I have a little hair, I can comb my hair, even a little bald in here, I still have hair. I think for my age, you know, um, like how many surgeries that I have, I think everybody said that I look healthy. If I don't tell them that I have a cancer and things like that, they won't believe it. And to be honest with you, I'm very proud. I'm happy also that I have cancer. You know why? If you have cancer, you can schedule your time. You know what you're gonna do with your time left. Compare than you don't know. Cancer giving you a time, you have to value your time. Every single minute you have to value it. But there are people that they don't know when you're gonna die. They just don't care. They've had an accident and died. They were not prepared. Me, I'm prepared. I know my schedule to my family, to my husband, to my son, what I'm gonna do. So it's good, you know. So I'm okay. So this is only a short kind of message regarding that. But you guys, if you have any questions regarding about cancer and how to survive it, any questions, I think I can answer that. For since 2000 until now that I've been struggling. So I got too much experience that I learned from my doctor and from myself. The more the doctor treated me is the more I learn from myself and I can apply it to myself and to other people. Okay, so I hope you're satisfied with my discussion. And if you have any questions, please write comments over there or questions me, I'll be happy to answer it. This is my third time, second time for today in the YouTube, and I started last week and hoping that you guys like it. And please help me to promote it. For the comments, share, comments, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Have a good day. Bye bye. You all take care, and God bless you all. Bye bye.